Rob Kellogg developed his passion for the game of hockey playing in the Kirkwood Youth Hockey Organization. He'd eventually transitioned to the AAA Blues, playing alongside fellow inductee Jay Verity, where they skated for the legendary and the late Downey Morehouse. He'd also played for the St. Louis Junior Blues under Craig Heggs and the Jost family, in addition to 4 years at DeSmet High School. Kellogg would represent St. Louis at many U16 and U17 festivals, where his game started to receive some recognition. He would eventually be drafted in both the North American Hockey League as well as the USHL, where he'd go on to win a Clark Cup championship with the Lincoln Stars. His game would take him to the NCAA Division I level, where he captained Iona College for 3 seasons, scoring their first goal in program history and totaling 90 points over his 4-year collegiate career. Today, Rob lives in Vermont with his wife and 2 kids. Please welcome back and give a big round of applause for Rob Kellogg.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm humbled to be standing up here this evening among a gathering of such extraordinary people in the world of St. Louis hockey. Congratulations to my fellow inductees, and thank you to the Hall of Fame committee. As I reflect on my journey as a player the last few months, I'm reminded my journey didn't happen alone, but it's a combination of various influences and experiences that have shaped me. I owe a great deal of gratitude to the coaches, my competitors, and the teams that I was a part of that have pushed me. My family, with all their support and unconditional love, has been my rock throughout my years of hockey. Also, surrounding myself with friends and teammates that shared my passion for hockey was instrumental in getting me to the level that I did. Tonight, I'm going to share with you 3 memories that have left a mark on my career and personal growth. From my unforgettable time with Kirkwood, the AAA Blues, DeSmet, and the Junior Blues, to the pivotal moments that defined my journey, each story gives some insight into my hockey experiences and the path that has led me to tonight. One of the most cherished memories that stands out is my time playing for the AAA Blues, coached by the late Don Morehouse. This was back in the early 1990s, an era when our legendary Brett Hall was lighting the lamp for the Blues. So when I started playing for the amateur Blues, I couldn't help but want to wear his iconic number 16 for our AAA team. And that's what I did. As many of you know, Don Morehouse was a man of confidence and hockey wisdom. When we were growing up, he was always accompanied by his son, Danny Morehouse. Danny was born with a disability and could not get on the ice with us, but that didn't matter. He was valuable in other areas, from assistant coach to team motivator, working the bench door, and letting the refs know when they weren't doing their job. I remember a moment after a game we lost, and Danny came up to me in the locker room. He wasn't happy, to say the least. Looked at me in the eye and said, "Baho, no dinner for you. You walk home. My dad's mad at you." You heard that right. Instead of calling me Brett Hall, he called me Baho. He was well aware of who Brett Hall was, and I wasn't playing up to his standards. Little did I know this nickname would stick with me and become a beloved story among my St. Louis hockey circle. In light of passing of Don, I feel compelled to express the profound impact that he had on my growth as a hockey player. Don not only elevated my skills on the ice, but he also broadened my horizons, giving us the opportunity to travel all over the country, showcasing our team's talent when teams hesitated to visit St. Louis. I know that isn't the case anymore, but he was truly a trailblazer for getting St. Louis youth hockey on the map. What made that journey even more memorable is that he brought Danny with him, and God bless him for that. Tonight, I also want to share with you a story about dedication, sacrifice, and the support of family. Growing up, my parents instilled in us the value of hard work and perseverance. They not only sacrificed their time, but exposed us to challenging and competitive environments to help build our grit and resilience. One memory that stands out is when we had heard from some family friends about a summer hockey tournament called Hockey Night in Boston. This was held at Merrimack College, about 30 minutes north of Boston. My dad and I figured we could get some more experience and exposure to other talent, so we drove to Detroit for tryouts, and I was fortunate to make a team representing the Midwest. The journey to Boston for the tournament was not just a hockey experience. It was a profound lesson in the sacrifices my family made to support my passion. Looking back now, it was planning for the trip that also hits home. I remember the day my mom and I drove to a Commerce Bank off Manchester with a bundle of savings bonds to cover the expenses for the trip. It made me realize the extent of my family's commitment and support. Their sacrifices were not just financial, but I knew they were all in. As I stand here reflecting on that journey, I'm filled with gratitude for the support of my mom and dad, my sisters Heather and Bethany, and of course my brother Chris, who I competed with every day. Without them, I wouldn't be up here today. My wife, Vanessa, entered my life following hockey, and together we have been blessed with two wonderful children. It's crazy how life comes full circle, as Vanessa grew up 5 minutes down the road from Merrimack College, the venue of Hockey Night in Boston, and that adds a special touch to our journey. My hope is to get involved in the game of hockey, to get involved in the game I love by coaching my own children. The final experience I want to share with you tonight centers around the saying, never forget where you came from. Many of you know, as you climb to higher levels of hockey, starting lineups are announced before each game. When I was playing, players would line up on the goal line, and their name and where they were from was announced. The player would skate from the goal line to the blue line, and it was common to hear names of players from areas like Canada, Minnesota, Michigan, and Massachusetts, but St. Louis players were a rarity. I wanted to share this moment with you as the announcement of my name and where I was from sparked a fierce energy in me. It wasn't so much about my name as it was about where I was from. I was proud to represent my hometown of St. Louis and showcase the talent we had coming out of our city. Throughout those games, I carried a competitive edge driven by the desire to exemplify the dedication of St. Louis hockey players. So as I stand here tonight, this journey has underscored the value of my St. Louis roots and the significance of the friendships and coaches that have guided me to this point. Upholding the connection to my origins and the friends, especially the Gong Show crew, that have supported me remains a key to my success. Great to see everybody, and thank you.